Hello everyone. So now we are on to the 12th lecture, second lecture of this chapter, question 16. But before we take up with question 16, all of you will be writing one point in the summary if there is a space. Okay, if there is a space in the summary, you'll write it over there. Otherwise, you can write it in continuation after question 15 itself. This is regarding break-even point. When we have to find break-even point, then we make statement in specific order. What is that order? Understand it, everyone. How do you find the profitability when you have to find the break-even point? You start with sales. In our questions, we are talking about the hotels means takings. Okay, sales we have been dealing with as takings in this chapter. Now from sales or takings, first you minus the variable cost. Variable cost is that cost which varies, which changes. Varies means changes from number of customers to customers coming in the hotel. From hotel point of view, variable cost means if more people come in the hotel, more cost. Less people come in the hotel, less cost. No people come in the hotel, no cost, zero cost. That is variable, it varies. From takings, when we minus the variable cost, what we get is called contribution. Okay, from sales or takings, when we minus the variable cost, what we get is contribution. From that you minus fixed cost. Now fixed cost means it does not depend on the number of people coming to your hotel. It remains fixed. Whether 100 people come, 1000 people come, 10,000 people come or 0 people come, this cost is fixed. It's been already incurred. If you all remember, rest in peace. So this is RIP, rest in peace. You have incurred it, forget it. Whether people come or not, you have to bear that cost. So this does not depend on the number of people coming to the hotel. And then what we get is profit. Okay. So this statement will help us in finding break-even point. Now what is break-even point? Break-even point is that situation where we have no profit, no loss. No profit, no loss situation. You can say zero profit. So from that point onwards, you start earning profit. Below the break-even point, you are at a loss. And at break-even point, no profit, no loss. Zero profits situation is called break-even point. Below the break-even point, if less people come in the hotel, you are at a loss. Above the break-even point, if more people come in the hotel, you are at a profit. And at this break-even point, this final profit which we have calculated would be 0 at the break-even point. So this statement will help us in solving question number 16, which has the point of break-even point. Okay. So once again, all of you must note down these things in the notebook before we start with question 16. How would you find the break-even point? You'll study this concept in very much detail in the subject of costing. But in next semester, semester 4, in the marginal costing chapter. Okay. Right now it is not covered in your syllabus, so I have to explain you this in brief. Once again I repeat it. How would you find the break-even point? You would start with sales or takings. Minus variable cost, you get contribution. Okay, contribution means as the number of people in the hotel increase, contribution also increases. And that directly contributes to the profit, so it's called contribution. From that you minus fixed cost. Fixed cost means which does not depend on the number of people coming to the hotel. You have to bear that cost even if there are 0 people in the hotel. And then what remains is profit. Now have a look at question number 16 to understand this question. Yes. So look at question number 16. It was done last year only in college. Before that, it has not been taken up in your syllabus. There is a new point covered in college since last year. Welcome Limited plans to start a lodging house at a tourist center with a capacity of 32 single occupancy rooms. Lodging house means only stay, no restaurant, no kitchen. Okay, lodging house means only stay. Lodging and boarding, normally we say. Boarding means restaurant, kitchen, food also. And lodging means only stay facilities there. There is no kitchen facility, there is no restaurant, there is no food. With a capacity of 32 single occupancy rooms. All are single occupancy rooms only. It's a small lodging house which they are planning. Cost per day per room have been estimated as under. So look at the particulars in cost per day per room. Electricity and utilities is 4 rupees. It should be variable cost. Mark it as variable cost. Okay, it's a variable cost because more people, more electricity, less people, less electricity. Again, it's given electricity and utilities. That is not possible. So do one thing. Here only mark it as electricity and second is only utilities. Okay. So electricity is variable and even utilities is variable cost because utilities will be consumed more if there are more people in the hotel. So these both are variable cost. Now when unoccupied, dusting, sweeping and cleaning. When unoccupied means this is fixed cost. And see, quite obviously, dusting, sweeping and cleaning is to be done whether people come to the hotel or not. Even if no people come in the hotel throughout the year, will cleaning, dusting and sweeping be required or not? Yes. So it is a fixed cost. It does not depend on the number of people coming to the hotel. So that way total cost per day per room is estimated as 15. But however, we don't have to consider this total cost because as per the break-even point statement, we have to concentrate on variable cost separately and fixed cost separately. Okay. Next, over and above these costs, the following expenses represent the estimates of clearly given fixed charges per annum. These all are fixed charges and for the first time in the question it is given 365 days or else in all other questions it has been either given 360 days or if nothing is given we assume 360 days. But in this question we have to solve it taking 365 days as it is already given in the question. Now, which are the fixed charges? Staff expenses, fixed charges. Office, other expenses, fixed charges. Taxes, not truces, make it taxes. Insurance, maintenance and depreciation also fixed charges. All these are fixed charges, total coming to 4,26,320. Now, Welcome Limited, make it Welcome Limited, defines 100% occupancy to mean all the 32 rooms to fetch revenue for all 365 days. Quite obviously, 100% occupancy means that only. 32 rooms are there. It means all 32 rooms are occupied and every day, all 365 days, all 32 rooms are occupied will be considered 100% occupancy. I repeat, all 32 rooms are occupied, none of them go vacant and they are all occupied every day, all 365 days, then only we can say it's 100% occupancy, whether this sentence is given or not. The meaning of 100% occupancy will remain same. You are required to answer the following using a planning period of 1 year. So obviously the expenses are given for 1 year. We have done this earlier also per annum. So statement would be made for 1 year, even if not mentioned in the question. Now what all is asked? What should be the tariff? Tariff means takings, charges for the room, per day per room, in order to reach break even. As I said, this is a question on break even. At an occupancy level of, make it 50%, not 5%, make the correction 50%. First question they are asking you, 32 is 50%. 16 rooms are occupied every day for all 365 days in a year. then what amount should be charged per day per room so that we are in a situation of no profit, no loss. Break even point, every management is always interested in finding so that they have in their mind, they know well in advance that minimum this much sales should be achieved. Then only we will be able to start earning profit after that point. Same way in the hotel also, management is always interested in knowing break-even point so that they come to know minimum how many people should come and stay in the hotel so that they start earning profit. Now here it is given 16 rooms are occupied daily. So how much amount should we charge? Okay, we will have to decide. We expect that 50% occupancy is definitely going to go throughout the year. So what amount should we charge from the customers so that we are in a situation of no profit, no loss? Beyond that you charge anything, you are definitely going to earn profit. Next question, what would be the profits if the occupancy level reaches 60%, 70% and 80% respectively, means with same tariff. At 50% we are in a stage of no profit, no loss. So now they are asking you, if instead of 50% the occupancy goes to 60%, what profit would you earn? At 50% you are not earning any profit. Break even means zero profit. But obviously, if more than 50% occupancy is there, more than 16 rooms go on rent, and you charge same amount per day, then you start earning profit after that. That is what the question is asking you. That if the occupancy above 50% goes to 60, 70 and 80%, then what profit is the hotel expected to earn? And what would be the profits? If the tariff per day is reduced by 10%, means compared to this tariff what we are charging in question 1, if we reduce it by 10%, still what profits we would earn from the answer in A above. A above means first one. And if the occupancy level goes to 100%, so they are asking you, if occupancy goes to 100% and you reduce the tariff by 10%, then what profit will you be able to earn? 3 questions are asked in the question. Now let us understand how to find the solution for these 3 questions. Yes, now before we solve any of these questions, first we will find the occupancy. Occupancy at 50%, 60%, 70%, 80% and 100%. That will help us in finding these answers. So all of you give the heading occupancy and write down. At 50%, see, quite obvious, 32 rooms into 50%, 16 rooms go on rent into 365 days is given in this question. So 32 into 50%, that is 16 rooms into 365 days, that comes to 5840 rooms going on rent during the whole year. Okay, occupancy is 5840. Now if you go to 60%, then 32 rooms into 60% rooms go on rent into 365 days. So do it everyone. 32 into 60% into 365, that is 7008 rooms going on rent during the whole year. Then 70% occupancy, 32 rooms into 70% into 365 days. 32 into 70% into 365, that is 8176. At 80%, the occupancy will be 32 rooms into 80% into 365 days. So do 32 into 80% into 365 days, that is 9344. And at 100% occupancy, it would be 32 rooms into 100%, all 32 go on rent, all 365 days in a year. So 32 into 100% into 365, 11680. Okay, all these will help us to find these three answers. Now let us first find the answer for first question, that is tariff per day per room in order to reach break even at an occupancy level of 50%. Now see, we have to find takings, tariff per room per day to reach break even point at 50% occupancy. So what we shall be doing is, we will go reverse. Reverse means we will go reverse. That means we know that at break even point the profit is 0. So we will start from 0 profit. In that we will add fixed cost, we will get contribution. In that we will add variable cost, we will get takings. So at 50% occupancy, whatever takings you get, if you divide it by 5840 rooms, you will get tariff per day per room to be charged, so that your profit is 0 at 50% occupancy. Anything more than that you charge, you are at a profit. I repeat, because we have to find the takings, that is tariff, and we know that at break even point the profit is 0, we will go reverse. Reverse means starting with 0 profit, we will add fixed cost, we'll get contribution. Further, if you go reverse, we'll add variable cost, you'll get takings. This is the amount we must charge so that the profit is 0. So if you divide it by 5840 rooms, that is 50% occupancy, then you will get the tariff per day per room to be charged when the profit would be 0, that is at break even point. So let us do that. We'll start with reverse profit. At break even point the profit is 0. Okay, at break even point the profit is 0. In that we will add fixed cost. We are going reverse. Okay, all of you can see we are going reverse. So in profit we will add fixed cost. Now which all are the fixed costs? Dusting, sweeping and cleaning. Dusting, sweeping and cleaning. Now what would be the amount of dusting, sweeping and cleaning? The question is, it is given cost per day per room as rupees 2. So should you multiply this 2 with 5840 rooms to get the total cost? This is per day per room. So should you multiply it with 5840 room at 50% occupancy? The answer is no. You cannot multiply with 5840 rooms. You have to multiply with all 11680 rooms, because as I discussed, dusting, sweeping and cleaning is a fixed cost whether people come or not. You have to incur that cost. So even if only 60 rooms go on rent, you will have to pay the wages for cleaning all the 32 rooms. Tell me, if you go on holiday for 1 week, don't you pay the money to your servant or maid coming at your house? You have to pay for the whole month. Or if there are 5 members in your family, 4 members go out, 1 person only staying for 10 days. Will the maid charge less money? No. She is going to clean entire house, so she will charge for entire house for all 30 days. Same way here also, even though only 5840 rooms go on rent in 365 days based on 50% occupancy, still the servant will charge for all 11,680 rooms, because he has to clean the room whether people come and stay or not. So this dusting will be charged for all 11,680 rooms into, okay, dusting amount will be charged for all 11,680 rooms into 2 rupees per day. So 11,680 into 2, that comes to 23,360. This you can write it in inner column. 23,360. Further we have staff expenses 3,20,000, other office expenses 64,000, taxes, insurance, maintenance and depreciation 42,320. We can directly add 4,26,320. So write down other fixed costs. Instead of recording all the 3 separately, Other fixed costs or expenses, 4,26,320. 4,26,320. So total fixed costs or expenses are 23,360 plus 4,26,320, that is 4,49,680. These are the total fixed expenses for the whole year. Whether people come or not, you have to incur these expenses. If you add 0 in that, obviously the answers will remain same, 449,680. That is your contribution. Now further, if you go reverse, you will add variable cost. Now right now, in the question 1, we are working at 50% occupancy. Variable cost will definitely depend on occupancy. Variable cost will definitely depend on occupancy, because more people come in the hotel, more variable cost, less people come in the hotel, less variable cost. So at 50% occupancy, 5,840 rooms going on rent. 5,840 rooms going on rent multiplied by, what is the variable cost? Electricity 4 plus utilities 9. So can I say 13 is the variable cost? Electricity 4 plus utilities 9, so 13. 5,840 into 13. The variable cost comes to 75,920. So if you go reverse, what is the amount you have to charge from the customers for all the rooms? 449,680 plus 75,920. 5,25,600 is what we have to charge, the total amount for all the rooms going on rent. So what should be the tariff per room per day? Tariff per, what is asked in the question? Tariff per day per room. So tariff per day per room will be equal to 5,25,600 divided by, we have to charge this from how many rooms? 5,840 rooms going on rent at 50% occupancy. So 5,25600 divided by 5,840 rooms. Rupees 90 should be charged per day per room, so that the break-even point is reached. That is, the profit is 0. I hope everyone is clear with the first question. It's important you can pause and rewind the video to understand this explanation once again. Let's take up with second question. Understand the second question. At 60, 70, 80%, so at 50% occupancy, if 16 rooms go on rent daily and you charge 90 rupees per day, your profit would be 0. Anything going more than 50% rooms means 16, more than 50%, 60% of rooms go on rent, 7,008, 8176, 9344. Definitely you'll earn profit, because fixed cost is all recovered from this 5,840 rooms itself. So you are asked now second question, what would be your profits if instead of 50% the occupancy goes to 60, 70 and 80%? First I'll explain the actual concept, then I'll explain you a shortcut method, so don't write it. I repeat, put your pens down. I repeat, put your pens down. I'll explain you the actual concept, then I'll explain you a shortcut method of doing. Otherwise, making this statement to find profit 3 times, 60, 70, 80% and lastly at 100% also will become too lengthy. So there is a shortcut of doing it. First, understand the actual concept. This entire statement, if you understand, sales or takings rather. See, now we are talking about 60% occupancy. So at 60% occupancy, 7,008 rooms go on rent. 7,008 into 90 rupees you'll charge. Okay, as we discussed, the tariff per day we are going to charge 90. Right now 5,840 are going on rent. So if 7,008 rooms go on rent and you charge same 90 rupees, then you'll be charging 6,00,000 30,720 total amount for all the rooms minus variable cost. Variable cost is 13 rupees. We have seen 9 plus 4. So 7,008 rooms. Variable cost will increase. Okay, as I said, variable means it varies. For 5840 rooms, it was 75920. Now, if more rooms go on rent, obviously variable cost will also increase. So 7008 into 13, 91104 will be your variable cost. Sales minus variable cost will give us the contribution. So what would be your contribution? If you do 6,30,720 minus 91104, 5,39,616 would be your contribution. From that you'll minus fixed cost. Now fixed cost means it is going to remain same. Means 4,49,680 will remain same whether 5840 rooms go on rent or 7,008 rooms go on rent. So 449,680 is going to remain same. 449,680 fixed cost will remain same. So what would be your profit? 449,680. Further if you subtract, your profit will come to 89,936. This is the actual concept. Okay, this is the actual concept. See, understand it once again. As we discussed, how do you find the profit? Sales minus variable cost, you get contribution, minus fixed cost, you get profit. Here takings at 60% occupancy, 7,008 rooms go on rent and we will be charging 90 rupees. So 7,008 into 96,30720 minus variable cost for same 7,008 rooms now will become 7,008 into 13, 91104. So there will be a contribution of 539,616. Fixed cost is going to remain same 449,680 whatever number of rooms go on rent. So if you subtract 449,680, your profit will be 89,936. Means that 5,840 rooms going on rent, 50% occupancy, the profit is 0. But if 7,008 rooms go on rent at same tariff, you'll earn a profit of 89,936. Now, what is the shortcut method of doing it? Understand this. First of all, find the contribution. Takings is 90 rupees or tariff is 90 rupees. From that, the variable cost is 13 rupees. So contribution is 77 rupees. Means fixed cost is now already recovered from 5,840 rooms. Whatever further rooms go on rent, on every room 77 rupees is your profit. 13 rupees will be cost for every room from 90 rupees. For every room 77 is your profit. Because all the fixed costs are already recovered by 5840. Fixed cost means fixed amount. So as you go higher in sales quantity, fixed cost once recovered, entire amount becomes your profit. So fixed cost is already recovered from 5840 rooms. Now variable cost 90 minus 13 will result into a profit or contribution of 77. So beyond 5840, every room will contribute 77 rupees to your profit. So at 60% occupancy, you can say 7,008 rooms are going on rent minus 5840 rooms. Okay, whatever are extra number of rooms going on rent, on every room you are earning 77 rupees as profit. So easy. See this. See this magic. 7,008 minus 5840 into 77. Do you 7008 minus 5840 into 77. Do you directly get 89,936 of profit or not? Yes. So you all don't have to write this long cut entire calculation in detail. This is a shortcut method of doing it. Instead of this long, only this much portion will serve the purpose. So this is one time calculation. It will help in 70-80% also. Otherwise, all these calculations are to be done again and again. So We'll see that. So we will be following this shortcut method of doing it. Okay, short and simple, instead of doing this lengthy calculations every time. As I said, entire fixed cost 449680 is already recovered from 5840 rooms. So beyond that, whatever rooms are going on rent after the variable cost, every room is contributing 77 rupees to the profit. That's why I said no need to write this portion by all of you. This was just for understanding, don't write it. Okay, we will be doing with this shortcut method for all the remaining answers. So in the second answer itself, you are also asked for 70% and 80% occupancy level, the amount of profit. See, at 70%, how will we find it? What are the number of rooms going on rent at 70%? 8176. So 8176 minus 5840. As I said, beyond 5840, every room contributes 77 rupees to profit. So all of you do it. 8176 minus 5840. 2336. All these 2336 rooms earn 77 rupees of profit beyond 5840. So into 77, 179,872 would be the amount of profit. Okay. What are we finding in the second answer? You all can write the heading in the second answer. We are finding the profit at first 60%, 89936, 70%, 179,872, and even if you do it in this detail, 8176 rooms into 90 minus 8176 rooms into 13 contribution minus fixed cost 449680, you would get same answer 179,870. This is a shortcut method of doing it. At 80%, at 80%, what are the number of rooms going on rent? 9344. So 9344 minus 5840 into, so beyond 5840, every room contributes 77 rupees to the profit. 9344 minus 5840, 3504 rooms contribute to the profit. Every room contributing 77 rupees. So into 77, 269,808. The profit would be 269,808 if 80% occupancy is here. So at 60% occupancy, the profit would be 89936. At 70%, 179,872. At 80%, 269,808. And at 50%, zero profit. No profit, no loss. After 50%, see how we start earning profit. Now the last answer asked, question 3. What would be the profit if the tariff per day is reduced by 10%? Right now we are charging 90 rupees per day. Okay. So if tariff is reduced by 10%, okay, if the tariff is reduced by 10%, then ₹90 minus 10%, that is 9 rupees. 81 would be the tariff we will charge if it is reduced by 10%. Okay, what would be the tariff if it is reduced by 10%? 81 rupees. Now they ask you what would be the profit if 100% means all rooms go on rent, 11,680. Now we cannot use this 11,680 minus 5840 into 77. Why? Because instead of 90 we are charging 81 rupees. So you cannot do this formula now. Now you have to calculate in detail everything. Okay, because this calculation was made considering 90 rupees. So if the tariff is 81, then you have to make the whole statement only. If you are charging 90 rupees at 100%, then you can use this shortcut method. But instead of 90, now we are going to charge 81, so you'll make the whole statement. What statement? Takings would be 11,680 rooms going on rent into rupees 81. Okay, 11,680 680 rooms going on rent into rupees 81, 9,46,080 would be the total amount of takings. From that we will minus variable cost. So same 11,680 rooms into rupees 13 is the variable cost. 11,680 into 13, that is 151,840 is the variable cost. So what would be your contribution? 946,080 minus 151,840, 7,94,240 would be the amount of contribution. From that you'll minus fixed cost, that is 449,680, that is going to remain same, 449,680. So further if you minus 449,680, then the profit would come to 3,44,560. I repeat, here we have to make the whole statement. We cannot use the shortcut method. Reason, the tariff is decreased by 10%. These calculations can be done only if the tariff was same 90 rupees as we did the calculation at 50%. You cannot use the 50% conditions at 100% if tariff is changing. So if tariff is changing, then profit will also automatically change. So entire statement calculation is to be done. I hope everyone is clear with this question. New question, altogether different, important one, all of you mark it important. One more similar university question is there that you all will be trying on your own. Okay, one more similar university question is there. I'll put you the message that all of you will be trying on your own. Bye everyone, take care, see you in the next lecture.